So yeah, guys, there's no talk up next year, and just really good guy. Feel like that's.
Hey guys, I'm Militech. I'm going to talk to you on identity a little bit. I know it hasn't been covered in this seminar, or it could be like the fourth time somebody's talking about it. I really liked what Manor had to say on identity, and I also liked what Spear had to say. But I believe it's actually like a combination of the two. Spear talked to you more on, how your appearance and what more like your career is, kind of where you want to be in life, what you're, something you can tell somebody so that girl remembers you as either an actor, a rock star, whatever you want to be, personal trainer, wherever you're heading. That's really good. But at the same time, what's going to power that persona is not going to be just that persona in itself. It's not going to be that you're a rock star. You're going to get shit tested. You're going to get girls that, aren't always positive. You're going to have to draw your power from somewhere. And it's not going to be from, hey, I'm an actor. That's not going to give you any strength. That's just going to be something you tell somebody. And if you look at mystery method, it kind of, all those steps emulate somebody with a strong identity. That's why you have the IOIs and indicators of disinterest. Because somebody who has a strong identity is going to act that way naturally. They're just, kind of like Manor said, you're just going to be, do it or don't do it. So, I just wanted to define identity. It's kind of like a complex picture of who you are. It's a self-concept, if you will. And you all carry it around. It's like a blueprint image of yourself in your own head. And it's a sort of picture of the sort of person you are. And it defines your limiting belief. It limits your possibilities. It lets you know where you stand in the world, kind of like your hierarchy, where you are in the food chain. And it tells you what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. And it gives you permission to do certain things, while it doesn't give you permission to do other things. And this is all in relation to your environment and in relation to others in social interactions. So, it also lets you know what you're entitled to do, or what kind of women you're entitled to. And you feel this at your core. You can't really fake this. I mean, you can play around with techniques, and you can do that for a while, and it'll have a positive effect. But eventually, a woman will find out what you're really about. That's just biology, evolution at work. They will find out what's at your core. And this image also makes you feel self-confident or a lack of confidence. Okay? So it's your base. It's your foundation. It's your personality, your behavior, even your circumstances, where you are right now. It's all built on these beliefs you have about yourself. So most of these have been formed from your past experiences. Humiliations, failures, triumphs, what other people have told you. And a lot of this also has to do with what happened in early childhood. So you basically came up with these beliefs or your identity from your past, a lot of it. And you always act in accordance to that identity. Okay? So it's constantly reinforced too. It's based on past experiences, but it's reinforced because you're constantly interacting with people. You're getting feedback from other people as you interact with them. So it's always reinforced. And these beliefs, as you get more and more experiences, they'll become more cemented. And it becomes kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. What your beliefs are is how you're going to act. You're going to act according to that. And that's just going to pile on. Pile on, pile on, pile on. So what does this have to do with you? It lets you know what you basically can and cannot have. So, how you're entitled to act, like I said. You take naturals. You guys see naturals? Let's say they're good looking, or they have money. A lot of people look to that and they're like, oh, well, he's a really good looking guy. He looks good, that's why you get girls. Or he has money. That's why he gets the girls. But it's not really actually that. They believe in themselves a lot. These guys have certainty, which a lot of guys in the PUA community do not have. These guys, when they do something, they're very certain about it. They don't hesitate. You see them go up, or you see them do something, or say something to a girl, they're not thinking, oh, is this going to work, or oh, I wonder how she's going to react. They're just going. They believe it'll work. And it's based on, their experiences. You have a lot of these guys, and they've been reinforced since they were young. Imagine being young, like a lot of them, whatever, they're young, and ever since they've been young, they've been told they're good looking. Society has reinforced, you're a good looking guy. Their aunts and uncles and parents are like, oh, you're so cute, you're going to be a heartbreaker, you're going to break all their hearts. Girls, as they're growing up, are constantly coming up to him. They're fawning over him. He's getting these beliefs that, hey, I'm a good-looking guy. Starting to believe it more and more. He's getting this positive feedback from his environment, and that strengthens his self-image. That strengthens his belief that, hey, the world's mine. I'm a good-looking guy. Societal conditioning says good-looking guys get the girls. So he starts to really believe in himself. So when he goes up, he's like, I'm a good-looking guy. I've gotten girls. Girls are over me. Like, they're always looking at me. So he goes up, and he just expects a positive response. So that's why he gets it. Because he just believes he'll get it. The girls are picking off him, and they see it. So it's not really his good looks that helped him. It's that experience. His beliefs that helped him. Okay? So, even if he goes up, let's say, and a girl doesn't react positively to him, right? Let's say she gives him a shit test or something. In his head, he's not thinking, oh, this girl doesn't like me. He's just thinking, oh man, this girl's playing hard to get. Because I always have girls into me. I'm a good looking guy. I've always had experiences. He doesn't have a lot of experience where he's like, oh, I'm not good looking, or oh, maybe I'm not wearing the right outfit, or whatever. He's just thinking, oh, I'm a good looking guy, she likes me, but she's playing hard to get. So he'll just plow forward. He'll just keep on going with whatever he's saying. She's looking at him to see if he's certain of himself, and he is. So then she'll come around and she'll be like, oh, well, this guy's congruent with it, the identity he's conveying. He's congruent, so he'll get it. He's not discouraged. Keeps that up. He gets her, okay? Even, let's say, he does get rejected. It's happened so rare in his past that he's thinking, oh, well, that girl, she must be a prude. Or she must be having a bad day. Or, she's being antisocial. He doesn't take responsibility for it. He's just like, it's on her. Okay? This can be said of a guy with money as well, right? A guy born into a rich family, he gets whatever he wants. He goes up, he's like, I want that, buy me that. He gets clothes, fancy cars, he can go wherever he wants. He starts feeling entitled to it. He just expects it. And he sees how people treat him, People come up to him, for friendship, maybe status, maybe because of the social connections he has. Maybe they want to get to know him because of his money. So this reinforces it to him. He's somebody of value. And he starts to feel entitled to women as well, because he's thinking, hey, I can have everything else. So he starts going in, and he has the belief that, hey, she's going to respond positively. I'm going to go in there, she's just going to be in me. Again, he's reinforced by society. Guys with money get what? Beautiful girls. Okay? Alright. So what's good news in this? Your identity can be changed based on experiencing. So this isn't going to happen in a night. This inner game stuff, you can't read about it. It's not going to happen. That's why you're here. Go into the field. Like a lot of the top guys in here, I've been at this 5 years. If you saw me before, how I would go up to girls, I was a really shy guy. I would go up and I would be like, hey, I'm Noah, and my voice would crack. I wouldn't look at him in the eye. My eyes would dart. My forehead would start sweating. That was one of the craziest things, because I'd be wet by the time I talked to a girl for a minute. And that's if I talked to a girl. After she gave me massive AI, she would look at me every day and I'd just be like, okay, it's going to be today, it's going to be today. Oh, no, it's not going to be today. So, you have to basically push through that. A lot of this is just pushing through that. It's going to be slow, okay? So, another thing is, like I said, your environment and the reactions you get dictates a lot of this. You guys ever gone into state? Who here has gone into state? Anybody? Oh, so some people have never been in state here. Do you guys know what state is? Where you're really excited and you just go up and you can talk to anybody.
I thought you meant Florida.
Okay. I see.
I was confused.
All right. So it's basically you go into state because you start out, let's say, at a neutral level. You're at a certain value level. And then you get a little feedback, you get that positive response, and you start taking on higher value behaviors. Well, why do you do that? Because you're accepted for that. So your mind's like, oh, you're accepted for this, so run wild. Go do whatever you want. Okay? This is temporary. Okay? But it does become part of your identity over time. If you repeat this process, you will have your experience to draw upon, and you'll start getting those beliefs. That, hey, I've had so many interactions. I've had a lot of positive interactions. And you start to believe it. It's like you're reinforcing it to yourself. Now, similarly, you get indicators of disinterest. You go out there and the girls are neutral to you. Your mind starts putting you in a low value frame of mind. Why? Because you're not being accepted. And your brain's like, oh, this feels bad. You got to stop this. Your mind's processing this. You hear mystery talk about it a lot. Old evolutionary, whatever, programming, technology. You have all this old hardware. Well, when you're getting those negative responses, if you don't know, well, I'll go into this in a little bit, but it just basically lowers your state. It sabotages you. Your brain wants you to stop. It needs you to stop because you're starting to feel bad. How did you feel, Dream, when you went out there and that 40 minutes? That was probably, I bet, one of the worst things you'll remember that day forever, right?
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Because your brain is just making you feel worse and worse. You're getting all these chemicals. And why does that happen? When you have a bad night or you go into your head? Yeah, you're reinforcing it to yourself. And you're going up, and even though you may be going up, you're going up with like maybe a little less assertive body language. It shows. This stuff shows, and it's really, really subtle. It can be one twitch of your eye or one look to the side, and you're done. And that girl will be like, oh, he's not sure of himself. And then your brain's slamming you harder. It's like, oh, you're going to get a negative reaction. You're going to get a negative reaction. You're going to get a negative reaction. Because your body, your physiology is changing. Because your mental state's changing. So how do you get rid of this feeling? Okay? What's the secret to this? You basically don't take anything personal. If you get, it doesn't matter what people say. You just rely on your internal self. Your beliefs, your own feelings, not outer forces, okay? You start realizing that your mind's messing with you. It's playing a game. So even if you get indicators of disinterest all night, you gotta push through them. Even if you have to take a mental break, go sit down, drink a cup of water, go back in. You don't care about IODs because you know what kind of person you are inside. Okay? Now, if you don't know what you're about, you basically have to know what your value system is, what your beliefs are, what's important to you in this life. And you have to act on those values. Okay, Dream, I know, is very health conscious. His health is very important to him. Yesterday, he ran even though he only had 2 hours of sleep. That is an important value to him, his health. He ran for, I think it was like an hour, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Who would do that in here? You say stuff like, oh, my health's important. Are you going to run after you only had 2 hours of sleep? Well, that's a strong belief system. He really believes in that. So that gives him strength for other areas of his life because he knows he has a purpose. He knows he's heading somewhere. If you're a guy that watches TV or, you say you're going to go to the gym, but you don't do it, even though those are your goals, you're going to be at the mercy of people's reactions. Why? Because you don't even have control of yourself. So how are you going to go in and lead anybody? You can't lead yourself. It'll make you feel weak inside. You have no control. You have no control of your own, what you're doing with your life. So you're not going to be able to control. Not that you're trying to control people, but you're not going to be able to do anything else. And your head's not going to go, well, you have a thing to draw upon from, you're always falling, you're growing inside. You're going to the gym. You're doing this. You're going to school. Your brain's just going to be like, well, you're kind of lost, so, I can't help you. There's nothing for me to grasp at. Okay? So, if you do know what you're about, and you do follow up on your goals, or whatever you're doing, if a girl says, hey, you're a god among mortals, or if she says, hey, you're a creepy asshole, they're not going to have an effect on you. Neither one of those is going to change your state. Like, it's not going to boost you up, it's not going to put you down, because you already know what you're about. You already know what kind of person you are inside. Okay? So get to know yourself real well. What's important to you? What your values are. Rules. Follow them. I pretty much know how I'll respond in the majority of situations. Now, I have more experiences than you guys. But, I basically sat down and I said, hey, these are things that are important to me. At first it was, I'm all about girls. That was top priority. I would go out, I would talk, I would do whatever. Then it was, I lied. Health was first, and then after I got a little buff, I was like, I'm going to start getting good with girls. Now, my third one's like, hey, I want to build some wealth. So, I'm kind of moving out of the PUA thing a little bit, so. But yeah, know what your rules are, follow them. Be certain of what you're about, and like I said, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Right now, a lot of you are young, so your identities aren't really firm. You have to play around with a lot of beliefs, a lot of stuff. You're going to take some stuff, let other stuff go. But it's a whole lot easier for you to unplug than, somebody who's 40. Somebody who's coming into this, it's harder for him because he has a lot more bad experiences or, stuff he tried out that probably wasn't the best stuff to do. You have a lot of information. It's an information age. So anything you want now, basically, you can do. Anything you want to learn to do, you can. The keys are out there. You want to be good with women? You can. You want to get rich? You can. It just involves that discipline. Okay? So, you have great knowledge here. Test out what everybody's told you. You build on those experiences. It's basically like playing with clay. You're molding something. You can mold easily now. Like I said, you don't have a lot of experiences. Okay? So you need to determine where you're heading in life. What kind of person you want to be. What do you want out of this life? When you start taking on the characteristics of the person you want to become, you'll start to believe in yourself more. Because you have a direction. It's then that you become less reactive to things. And you filter out similar people with similar beliefs. Okay? A lot of people don't have strong identities. They have no idea who they are, what they're about. They don't have any discipline. They don't have experiences where they were pushed. If you think this is going to come easy and you're just going to be able to read it away or get some girl, no, it's not going to happen that way. You have to push through some tough times. And it's those tough times that are going to make you grow. That's what's going to give you the confidence. Because you're like, why push through that? This is easy. You got to have that discipline. And also a lot of people have egos and very reactive. If you go out tonight, don't do this, but if you were to go up to a girl and call her a bitch, she would freak out. If you were to call a guy some asshole, like, hey, you're an asshole, you come at you swinging. Why do people do this? Because they need to reaffirm to you. They need to reaffirm their realities that they're not an asshole or a bitch to you. They can't just handle letting that comment go. Why? Because they don't know who they are. Like, if you know what you're about inside, you wouldn't need to justify yourself to anybody. You know who you are. You wouldn't let people's outbursts or manipulation affect you. So, if somebody says something to you, just analyze it against your belief system and see whether it's true or not. Even if it is, let's say you're short. Let's say you're a short guy and some girl's like, hey, you're a short loser. Just analyze that comment. You'd be like, oh, yep, I'm short. But am I a loser? No, that person doesn't know you. They don't know what kind of goals, what kind of energy you put out in the world. So just don't be affected by it. It's just a statement. Be emotionally detached of any bullshit people spew at you. It's called unreactive in the community. But it's just, the secret to that is just knowing your path, knowing what you're about, and walking it. It's easy if you know where you're headed. Okay? So if you're not sure where you are yet, just keep on experimenting. It's the best thing I can recommend to you. Okay? If a woman says something mean to you, don't acknowledge it. Don't have feelings of guilt or shortcomings. Okay? Also another thing, don't hate people for their beliefs either. They're just a product of society's conditioning. A lot of guys, I know you hear this a lot, that guy's a chode, or that guy sucks, or whatever. Just realize a lot of people take this community for granted, but where would you be if you didn't find the game, or you didn't, find the community? Just, where would you be right now? Just gotta realize that a lot of people, maybe some of them do have an ego and they don't want to learn this stuff, but a lot of them just don't know what's out there. They're just kind of like, I didn't know it was out there. I found this community by looking for a flash game. You guys ever played Jake? It's like a flash game. Trying to get this dude laid with drugs and other scenarios.
Pimp Jake.
Yeah, Pimp Jake, whatever. That's how I found it. I didn't know there was stuff like this out there. Alright, so a lot of people have beliefs that they were raised on. Okay? If you're short, somebody will say, oh, you're short, you can't play basketball. But don't look to society standards to judge what you can and cannot do. I mean, if Tiger Woods' dad had said, hey, Tiger, we're also white man sport, man. We're going to have you playing basketball. Where would Tiger Woods be? Wouldn't be Tiger Woods. Wouldn't be playing golf. So, also a lot of people do things to please others or impress others. Do things for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Once you master this, people will be drawn to you. They'll just like you. Okay, this brings us to authenticity. A lot of guys can't face girls rejecting them, so they're going to put on airs or they're going to use some kind of routine. It's okay to put yourself out there sometimes. Routines, only a little bit of juice, like have a little fun. But you're going to have to show you. You're going to have to show more of your personality. Also, have fun. A lot of guys, I don't know, they're just getting this mode where they're not having fun. Make a joke with your friends. Make a joke with a guy. Don't just talk to girls. Don't just, just go out and have a little fun. So, in order for people to accept you, you have to be more authentic. And once you balance your, kind of like who you are, where your direction is, you'll start being more authentic. You'll start being okay with you. And you'll start loving yourself more. And other people will too. You won't have to hide behind a persona or, character. It'll just be you. What RSC talks about, be the little kid when you were small. It's basically because, when you were small, you didn't have that ego, like they say. You're a person. When you're a kid, you're just okay with being you. You love yourself. There's no ego, so there's no need to defend against anything. You're just innocent. Okay? And when you come across as genuine, you self-communicate to people. Well, when you come across that you can, you let comments slide, you don't really care. You let people know you're okay with being yourself. And people acknowledge that. And they kind of think, hey, there's never been a need for this guy to build anything, to put on a false front. It's all intuitive. People just sense this about you, that you're a genuine person. So don't brag. Don't make excuses for any shortcomings you have. And people assume you don't have any shortcomings. Or even if you do, they'll assume they don't bother you because you've worked through those issues. And that's what makes you a strong person. Because a lot of people can't work through their issues. You have people who are depressed, or hey, this happened to me, or I don't have this. They can't work through those issues. And if you can, you just come across that much stronger, okay? So like I said, PUA techniques are cool, but like I said, you need to cultivate this. Because like using the techniques is much like being on a Hollywood set, I'd say. You can come across as, like, let's compare a PUA to a house. You come across like using all techniques, you look at this house from far away, you're like, man, $4 million house, looks awesome, I love it. But then if you get a peek inside, you kind of see the putty and some plasterboard. It's kind of like what it's like. Somebody gets a peek inside, you don't want to just be hollow techniques. So, cultivate what you're about. I know PUA is not the only part of your life. If that's the major part, you're going to be that house. You're going to be that cool-looking veneer, but nothing inside. It's going to be hollow. Whereas naturals, like I told you, they do a lot of stuff. Some of them are into sports. They do a lot of cool stuff. So if you don't have cool activities, you don't have a lot of cool experiences to draw from. If you're just sitting in front, reading PUA stuff, you're going to come across hollow. So, okay. Also, as you learn more of this stuff, and it doesn't just go for PUA, but like money or other areas, you start seeing that there's actually like a generalization to how stuff's really done, and it's kind of like, and the keys to truth are really behind a veil of myths and social conditioning. Buying girls flowers, taking out to movies. This is just an example of PUA, but same thing goes for money or anything else. Okay, the generalizations are there to control the masses. The secrets are kind of like undertone. Okay, so like I said, make sure you have strong beliefs. Building your identity is like putting a puzzle piece together. Let's say I had a puzzle box, right? What's on the puzzle box, that's the direction you want to go. But you still have to experiment with doing that stuff. Some pieces will fit, some won't. You just have to go out and do that stuff, okay? So after the speaking portion is done tonight, I want you guys to try out a little experiment, do a little exercise. Just sit in your room quietly for, I'd take 10 to 15 minutes to do this. Just picture the kind of person you want to be 5 years from now. I was a really shy guy, like I told you. 5 years ago, probably couldn't do this. I couldn't speak in front. I could barely speak to one person, let alone, 50 or 60 guys in here. So just sit in a quiet room, picture yourself 5 years from now, and just picture what you're wearing, the kind of character you are, the kind of person you are, what your beliefs are, and picture that person coming in and talking to you. And just have a conversation with that person. Ask him questions. Ask him anything. You'd be surprised what he tells you. Okay? Talk to him in your mind. Observe him. What's his body language like? What's he dressed like? Who's he with? What kind of girl is on his arm? Take the time and do that. What's important to him in his life? Everybody's got a purpose. Just make sure you know what that is. Okay, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. There's no magic pill. You're just going to have to do it. You're going to have to push yourself so many times, and after a while, you're just going to be numb to it. It's just like your approaches. After so many approaches, you're not going to care. You're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go in. Big deal. Okay? Alright, so that's the identity portion.